So the platform of American Global Business, together with American Management Consulting Services as the support system. So it sounds like you're so committed to education and educating companies on how they can do better and bringing the best of the best in front of companies so that they're really learning and they're expanding and they're finding new opportunities.
Correct. New opportunities, that's what we are here for. Trying to create the new market, showing them how to penetrate the global market, which is a very strong economy overseas. So when I did my PhD, I was comparing and I had to go through 350 books almost to do the research and look into facts and figures and analysis. I mean, that was very interesting. And I said, I should do something which would benefit everybody, and I should do something which would touch each and every industry. My goal is basically to help medium to small size businesses because they are the one left behind, but they are the giant share of U.S. economy as well as the global economy.
That's right.
Like, for example, aircraft. When the small components for the aircraft comes from a very remote place and when nobody knows about it. So now I want to create a fair playing platform where they can come, they can show their products and services so that they don't have to be stuck with one of the buyers or one of their contract. They can have different options and they can be more productive, because my goal is to create these business which would fuel education system. I want to create a school that is the main goal. I'm not doing for glory, I'm not doing for fame. What I want to do is education. I love education and I want the future children to be educated and to know what is out there and how they can benefit out of it and what it would take, and create an example for next generation, what it takes, what is education. Because these days people, they lost the interest in education. People give up in the high school, the education system goes down because the parents are not educated. So when you educate a child, that child changes the whole mentality of his life, his thoughts and his thing, and it helps the economy as well. We want our education system to be stronger, and so once the people are educated, they can see and they can be more analyzing it and they can be more broad-minded.
So I love this because we've shared about this in the past, that what's behind, I mean, first building a global business platform with all of the components, like some of the cash flow coming from that would go to funnel your mission, which is to help children to be educated, to be equal in the world. The idea of children from remote villages going to school with the best of bred U.S. kids and keeping them equal. Is that what you're,
let me take beyond that one. For example, the people wearing their clothes, the button comes in from a remote village, and their child laborers are there because what happened is they're not educated, and they go there and they study and they don't know really. So that's why I'm trying to change this thing, that this business will fuel the school and education system. So my business would not take, we would not take funds from other entities or other government agencies to fund the school. This business would fund the school. So we can set a new next generation school which can be more open, more wide. And we are talking to several universities and colleges around the world and creating a virtual library where children can have access to different countries, different cultures, different languages, so that, like, for example, if you take a subject of business, how the Asian children and how the Asian people think about business, how the American thinks about the business, and that creates a more competition and more knowledge and broader aspects of the industry. So if I help the child overseas and that child gets into more educated, they will not have to keep the same generation of these things. He can be more competitive. He can know that what they are getting the money is a fair deal, a fair market value. They can teach their parents, they can teach their next generation that, hey, we are selling this pen for 50 cents, but market they are selling for $5. So let's see what it would take to bring that thing to at least to have like half of it than what you're doing. Because right now, the people who are in the back end and who are behind the scene, they work very hard.
The child laborers and the families in the shops, and they're in the Philippines and India and in the different parts of the world you're speaking of.
Correct, yeah. And those people are crushed, and they keep on doing it generation after generation. So
Yes.
we are planning to do a school. I'll be working with Clark County School District in Nevada and Unified School District in LA to get accredited university and school, which would cover K-12, college, and postgraduate education, so that children around the world can have access online, and we will have on campus as well.
Wow.
So that's what this is all about.
That's fascinating. Now, and back to American Global Business, the hookup. I like to call it the hookup because we're hooking people up all over the world.
Absolutely.
Entrepreneurs, and including the small business entrepreneur in a village that now they have internet access. They can actually come on and be as equal as someone who's sitting in a New York City office. If they both have access to the web, they can get together.
Yeah, manufacturing industry, produce industry, agriculture industry, fishery. These people, I mean, they make a tremendous impact on economy, but they have never been recognized, and they are not being. They can never have access to a global resource that they can see what are the options they have. So that's what we're creating is an option for small and medium-sized businesses to learn more and to be more competitive and to benefit more. So if a person in a village, if they know that something out there in France or United States or anywhere in the world, they're buying the same items, and they can make a deal directly, and they can get a better price. And when they get a better price, they can let the children educate better, and they will have more knowledge and more resources, and their living standard would go up. So it starts from a very tiny place, and it ends up in a major countries and economy. So that's what we are trying to do, is trying to be a bridge between and making it a fair playground for all the businesses.
So that they say no child left behind.
No business left behind. That's what it is all about.
Everyone gets the hookup. Share more about the businesses, the impact of global business, because we know it's new. It's the large corporations have been doing business more globally, but share more about what has, over the last 10 years, the difficulty, or maybe now the ease with business. But what's happened the last 10 years?
Yeah, last 10 years, I mean, we were, post 9/11, we were very strong. But after that, the rules, regulations had been changed. I mean, we have to do what we have to do. But the thing is, it's not helping the economy. And economy is getting very affected. And on the other hand, other part of the world, Europe, Asia Pacific, and Gulf is booming at this moment.
India, China.
And for example, if you look at major corporations like international earnings of U.S. companies grew 16.4% in the first quarter, which was a year ago, and rose 2.7. It is according to the American Capital Management Company, and the major giant also, for example, U.S. Citibank and Harley Davidson. Their major economy they are stable because of the offshore business.
So you said 16.7% first quarter growth because of the international profits versus U.S. 2%.
Correct.
So
yes.
the global impact. It's interesting because sometimes large corporations are like they cut through first, and now it's like we're giving a channel for the small to mid-sized businesses to see, hey, there is a huge. There's life outside of the U.S.
Correct.
That's really it. Life outside of the U.S.
Absolutely. And it's been, I'm looking into a lot of things, like a U.S. dollar weighted average of a dollar has declined 4% since last year and 33% since 2002. And on the other hand, Japan, China, India, those countries are booming with leaps and bounds. So now if you look at the statistics and numbers, and they are getting more stronger and better. Even a euro is getting stronger than the U.S. Dollar. So now that's why what we have to have our international presence.